Yeah, it's good, isn't it? You see Swanee's influence already. Yeah. 27,000 people in a win. So.
Were you as stunned as anyone by that first quarter? Was it like your dominance was incredible?
Well, I guess those scenes though we haven't done it before, but we had more inside 50s last week, 7 more, but couldn't convert. So sometimes the game's about that. We converted a bit easier in that first quarter and took all our chances and set the game up. The rain came in and made it a completely different game altogether. So, we're still able to adapt to that as well. So that was pleasing.
What was your message to them before the start of the game? It was such a fantastic start.
Well, sort of got the back 6 weeks. So real focus is in limiting the opposition. I think we can be really strong at defending well, have that as our sole focus, and really, I guess, score off turnover. Of course, I mean that's the best way of defending is having the ball in your hands. But I think if we come from a really defensive focus, that'll set us up really well. You know, the last 3 weeks leading into the bye, I thought we did that pretty well. I only had the 1 win, but I thought the other 2 games were still pretty good. And again, just restricting the opposition.
Is that Pierce Hanley's best ever game?
Oh, well, under me it has been. So, but yeah, I guess you guys can compare whether it's any time before that. He had 40 odd touches, didn't he? 45 or something. Yeah, so yeah, pretty good game, isn't it? Yeah.
Can you tell us what he adds or what he brings in your eyes to the team when he's going?
Probably he, Zorko, and Green and Louis. They bring the ability to break a line. When you can do that, you can obviously get a bit more penetrating inside 50. Obviously, at times we're still not perfect with our delivery, but any player you've got that can break a line, it really obviously makes it hard for the opposition to defend. So that's what the strength they bring.
Is this the most pleasing win of the season? You know, considering it's probably the biggest game you've got leading into the end of the year. Yeah. You boys were up for it, and you know all aspects.
Yeah, well, any time you, I guess, get off to a big lead initially and then able to maintain it, it makes the coach's box less stressful. That's for sure. We sort of didn't have a second kick. You know, I thought after that first one, the game probably petered out a little bit from both sides. It was fairly even. I know they lost some tools, so it didn't help them at all. But obviously that first quarter was what really set the game up.
I guess there'll be probably from the outside more talk about Gold Coast considering where they're going and what happened. But just as far as where yourselves are at, what are your thoughts about considering how tough you had it early in the year and where you've got yourselves to now?
I mean, it's hard to reflect on the whole season right now, but I guess we've had our challenges, haven't we, with fixturing and injuries and so forth. But I guess the strength of the group has not been able to give up and use that as an excuse for effort. And we did that tonight. Still missing some key personnel, obviously, but we've still got Hanley, we've still got Rockcliffe, still got Merritt out there, still got Adcock. We've still got enough experience to pull it together if our leaders are good. We've just got a few more debutants around them, but we've got enough leaders to make sure we're competitive, so we can't use that as an out going forward.
You have a pretty tough decision left, do you think, with when Leuenberger comes back? Steph Martin's just going incredibly well. Like, how difficult, genuinely, is that decision?
My first good problem to have, Michael, isn't it? Really? I'll deal with that when it happens. Berger played half a game in the reserves today, so I guess he's got another week at least to go. So, I'll deal with that in a couple of weeks' time when it becomes an issue. But a good problem to have.
Could you sense in the week coming up that you're going to have this sort of performance?
Yeah, I could, but only because, I would have thought Gold Coast possibly the same. When you have a break, a good 4 or 5 day break, players come back and they're naturally refreshed. They got more energy on the track, and every time we've had, the other time we had a long break as well, they've come back fresh. So that's no surprise. Generally that happens, but sometimes it doesn't relate to a win. Other times it does. They've been training really well. They've been starting to drive each other on the track. The understanding of what we're doing is really good. Now it's about implementing it and doing it for as long as we can. Thank you, guys.